Hi, and welcome to Thinking Together, a podcast that spans generations. This is Hannah and Grandpa. Hi, Hannah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good here. So I'm going to share my screen. Looks a little weird right now. Uh, okay. And in this episode, we're going to think about a conspiracy theory in history. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So this one is about, as you can see here, presidents dying in office. So here's the conspiracy theory. You're going to say definitely true, 50-50, probably not true, definitely not true. So
Okay.
this conspiracy theory is that let me go to the next slide. American presidents elected in years ending in zero at 20-year intervals, starting in 1840, have died in office. This is true. Every one of the presidents elected in 1840, 1860, 1880, 1900, 1920, 1940, and 1960 all died in office. And the theory is that this is the curse of Tecumseh, who was an Indian leader in the early 1800s, was started by Tecumseh's brother as revenge against white settlers and soldiers. So he cursed them, and presidents after that in years ending in zero died in office. What do you think about that theory?
Um, well, I think it's kind of funny. Uh, it kind of sounds true, but wait, what about 1980?
Good question. First, you got to do uh, what you think, your initial reaction, but that's a really good question.
Okay. Well, I'll go with probably not true,
Probably
but
not true. Okay. And because you want to find out what happened after that, anything else strike you about it? Like, you have any other
um,
thoughts like, oh, that might be true, or, well, I don't think so? Anything else swaying you?
well, depending on who said it, it could be racist.
Okay. All right. It could be
You
racist. All right. Now, we have this conspiracy detection kit. This was made up by one of the researchers on conspiracy theories, and he says that he has these six guidelines, and it seems to me like three of them apply in this case. And to some extent, I'm not saying that they absolutely make it one way or the other. First is without convincing evidence, a conspiracy theory is less likely to be true. And then down at number five, if a conspiracy theory cannot be falsified, if you can't prove it false, then it is less likely to be true. And the sixth one, if a conspiracy theory doesn't line up with the way the world normally works, then it is less likely to be true. Okay, so I'll give you a second to think about it. Think about these three things and see if you change your opinion that it's probably not true.
Hmm.
Okay, time's up. What do you think?
Um, I think I'm sticking to what I originally said was
Okay,
probably not
okay.
because yeah.
All right. Now you ask a question, and the question actually relates to one of the pieces of evidence here. So, thinking about, gee, I'd like to see some evidence about this. I have some. So here's some evidence. There is no evidence that the curse caused these deaths. The seven presidents that died for different reasons. Four were assassinated, while three died from natural causes, and each one was different. One had a cold that developed into pneumonia, so they died for different reasons. And then presidents elected in 1980, 2000, and 220 did not die in office. So you hit 1980, but actually 2000 lived and 2020 lived. Okay, so
Yeah.
now we're going to go back and what do you think now?
Mm, I'm gonna go with definitely not true.
Why?
Well, yeah, the seeing the evidence, it doesn't seem likely. It sounds like somebody trying to like blame something for like the deaths, but it's not.
Okay, so somebody's seen a pattern and then tried to make a theory about it, but the pattern doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? Okay. Anything else?
Mm, well, I do think it was an interesting theory, you know? Like it it
Yeah.
could sound believable, like
Yeah, that's a really good point. Okay, so what you're saying is you can see why people would believe it because it's so interesting. Like, wow, one after another died in office. Man, that's really, uh, but it stopped. One of the questions I have is, oh, did the curse only last so long? It ran out of gas. You know, what happened? Um, so I think it's interesting that way. Okay. Um, Anything else about this?
mm, um who is Tecumseh?
Tecumseh? Okay,
Yeah.
he was an Indian leader in around 1812 who led a whole group of bunch of Indians, a coalition, to fight against white people who were moving into the Indians' territory, and they wanted to stop him. And he was seen by a lot of historians as a very great leader, but he didn't succeed, and the white people just kept pushing across the country. Um, so
Mm,
that's who he was. It's an interesting topic, but it doesn't seem. I mean, the one thing that strikes me is it doesn't. It isn't like normal life. This would be so weird that this happened. It's not like normal life, and
Yeah.
those tend to weaken conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like we've agreed across generations here, which is a thoroughly good thing. Okay, so that's it for today. If people who are viewing this, you viewers out there, if you want to see more conspiracy theories, you can go to criticalthinkingandhistory.com, or you can take a picture of that QR code and go and on the homepage it has a bunch of a link that you can click on and see all these other conspiracies. Hannah, thank you for your time today. We really appreciate it. Okay, and